Meowdy y'all, and welcome back to another video. Since Stardew Valley's release in 2016, the community has looked back on certain characters and certain heart events and seen things in a new light, leading some people to say that Elliott's 10 heart event is problematic and controversial. But is he just misunderstood? Is there a bigger conversation at play here? That's what we'll be discussing today, so buckle up. If you don't know me, I'm Sauter. I make Stardew Valley YouTube videos and podcasts featuring lore, theory crafting, and analyses, so if you've got any suggestions for the next video, feel free to leave a comment down below and hit that subscribe button for more. I've actually discussed this topic at length in one of my podcast episodes, but it's an unedited 40-minute yap session where I don't read off a script, I just spew a stream of consciousness monologue at y'all for 40 minutes straight, but I did mention that I would eventually turn the podcast into a condensed, edited video, so here we are. Elliott's 10 heart event begins when you head to the beach when it's not raining between 7 a.m. and 1 p.m. You'll receive a letter from him beforehand stating, "Meet me at the docks on a sunny morning. I've got something in mind. Elliot." Note, all 10 heart events in Stardew Valley can only be unlocked after achieving the following. You must reach 8 hearts with the person, and you must have given them a bouquet. Doing these two things unlocks the possibility of the 9th and 10th heart events. The bouquet can be bought at Pierre's general store, and its description states, "a gift that shows your romantic interest." So, if you are in a 10 heart event with someone, it didn't come out of nowhere. You had to have asked out the person first by giving them the bouquet. After you give someone the bouquet and they accept, the bachelor or bachelorette status on the social tab changes to boyfriend or girlfriend. So Elliot's 10 heart event begins. You and Elliot are dating. He's your boyfriend. That has been established. You get to the docks and Elliot states that he's fixed the rowboat that's been on the docks and asks if you'd like to go on a voyage with him. You have a choice, accept or refuse. FYI, if you do refuse, Elliot will say, "I see," and the event ends. There is no loss in friendship points or hearts, there's no negative consequences to this. If you accept, he takes you out on a romantic voyage. So, my book's been out for a while now. It's not a bestseller or anything, but it's been getting some good reviews from the critics, and I really couldn't have finished it without your moral support. Actually, that's not true at all. I would have finished it either way, but I am grateful that you believed in me. In my vision. And well, how do I say this? Well, we've been friends for a while now, but I'm not sure if I feel that way about you anymore. No, I'm not saying I want to cut all ties with you. In fact, quite the opposite. Let's see, how do I put this? For once, I'm at a loss for words. He then leans in and kisses the player. Farmer, you're trembling. And now you have the option to say either two things. I'm happy, or you're making me very uncomfortable. Stop. If you say the first option, it is plus 50 friendship points. If you say the second option, it is minus 50 friendship points. Elliot will apologize and the scene ends. So where is the controversy? There are many that say that Elliot was being creepy and too pushy because he kissed you first without asking. I am here to defend Elliot. Firstly, is any other character called creepy or weird or problematic for kissing the farmer in the 10 heart event without asking first? Shane does it after the tunnelers score a goal. Abigail does it after saying how much she likes you as more than a friend. Penny kisses you in the spa. She didn't ask first either. I could go on. What's the difference between all of these 10 heart events and Elliot's? I read in a few different discussions that it's because of the specific scenario of being out in the middle of the ocean with no escape, no way to just head on home if you're not into it. So why isn't Harvey called creepy too? Doesn't he bring you into a hot air balloon and kiss you without asking first? In fact, you don't even get a dialogue option where you can say, you're making me uncomfortable. The scene just fades to black and the heart event is over. I have also heard people point out that it's because your character is trembling when Elliot kisses you, but honestly, I seriously just thought the player and Elliot were trembling because they're nervous. I mean, that's normal. And also because they're standing up in a rickety old rowboat. So why is Elliot the only one that's labeled controversial, problematic, and creepy? This scrutiny isn't applied to any other character or any other 10 heart event. Elliot isn't acting weird or pushy. From his point of view, this is a normal romantic thing for him to do with someone he's seeing. Take them out on a romantic date, confess his deep feelings, and kiss. So why all the Elliot hate? There's a phenomenon you'll start to see happening if you're in a fandom long enough, especially if you've been in it since the beginning, since 2016, for example. You'll start seeing the same comment over and over and over and over again about a certain character or event verbatim. There won't even be a variation in the wording at all. To give an example, I think I have heard, and I'm not exaggerating, something like 30 different people say the exact phrase, "Haley is for the people whose awakening was Regina George." Word for word. Click any Stardew Valley video about Haley and have a scroll through the comments. You'll see it somewhere. That's probably why the whole dead internet theory is so prevalent. These little phrases, these little gotchas are repeated everywhere. Video essays, Tumblr posts, Reddit posts, comment sections, etc. The point of this isn't to find out who said it first or who started it, because who cares? The point I'm trying to bring up concerning Elliot is that this phenomenon that happens, firstly, isn't new, and secondly, it happens so often in other fandoms, fannon seemingly becomes canon. If you're not familiar, fannon and canon are two vocab words that would be good for you to know. Canon is 100% valid and confirmed in a media source, like saying Elliot loves crab cakes. There is no doubt about that, it's literally in the game's files. Then there's fannon. That's when fans have a headcanon, so something they think or would like to be canon, and it's a theory or it's just a little fun thing that they have. For example, I personally headcanon Harvey as being in his 40s. Not everyone thinks that or agrees with that, and their ages are never confirmed in Stardew Valley, so it's not canon, it's fannon, and it's my headcanon. Elliot's 10 Heart event isn't controversial in the canon. Concerned Ape hasn't said or done anything to imply that Elliot was being problematic in this heart event, but it's been accepted as problematic and controversial by so many people that it's become fannon at this point for a lot, and it wasn't always like this. There weren't always a bunch of people thinking Elliot is creepy. This is relatively new. You can look at the dates for a lot of Elliot is creepy posts and see that it probably wasn't posted anywhere close to 2016. Elliot, along with all of the Stardew Valley characters, have undergone character perception evolution. When a piece of media is being regularly consumed for this long, characters and even the medium itself will go through this evolution. Perhaps in the beginning, a character will be beloved by the majority of the fandom. Shane is a great example of this, seeing as how he won the poll when Concerned Ape asked who the next Bachelor should be in the 1.1 update. But there's peaks and there's valleys. When a work is as popular as something like Stardew Valley, a more critical eye is applied as time goes on, and flaws start to rear their ugly heads. It can become cyclic. To continue using Shane as an example, the majority of the fandom now considers him problematic and controversial as well because of his struggles with his addiction. However, I am confident that Shane will make a comeback and be beloved once again. Elliot is currently in a valley, so he's still in the character perception evolution stage, whereas Shane is more like a popularity polynomial, filled with peaks and valleys of adoration and hatred. By the way, the links to read more about these phenomena will be in the description. The problem with Elliot is he's never been at the peak stage. There aren't massive waves of people rushing in to defend Elliot against the naysayers. Elliot was never in the top 3 bachelors in Stardew Valley. This evolution has happened to other characters, and the most devoted fans and even content creators usually lift them out of their valley. A great example of this is Sebastian. When Stardew Valley was first released, nobody really talked about Sebastian. He was usually difficult for many players to find or even be able to talk to because the wiki hadn't been fleshed out yet, so trying to keep up with everyone's schedules when the game first released was annoying. It was easier to romance people that were front and center. AO3, the most popular website for fanfictions, currently shows that Sebastian, ex-female player, has the most fanfics written, 1495. 1,495 at the time of writing this script, January 2026. But I went to the Wayback Machine and checked a snapshot taken of AO3 in 2020, which shows Shane ex-female player was number 1. This isn't even taking into account the massive amounts of fan art, commissions, and fanfics posted on other sites. I've been on Tumblr for 15 years and I am telling you, Shane was the number 1 guy for a while, and Abigail, not Robin, was number 1 for a while as well. Now, It's Sebastian and Harvey. That's right, Harvey is the second most popular character on AO3 at the time of writing this script. Harvey has never really been a popular spouse until there was a massive wave of fan art and animations to the song Too Sweet For You by Hozier all over TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram Reels. Then he spiked in popularity and was pushed out of his valley and onto his peak. The same thing can happen for Elliot. Eventually, there will be a song, an animation meme, a super popular video that speaks positively about Elliot made by a Fandom VIP, for example, someone who is widely known in the community and has a level of recognition that allows them to become the source of information, theories, or creative works. These rises and falls in popularity for each character from a game that came out in 2016 is super interesting to discuss and analyze, and I'm always curious who is going to fall or rise next. With that said, I hope you all enjoyed this video and thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think of Elliot's 10 heart event. Is it problematic? Is it controversial? Do you see Elliot in a different light with this new information displayed before you? I'd love to hear about it. Leave a comment down below. And if you've got a suggestion for the next video or some headcanons that y'all have and want to share, be sure to leave a comment down below and make sure to subscribe to catch my next video. I'll be making more Stardew Valley videos, so keep an eye out. See y'all next time. Bye!